Denise here. Welcome back to my channel and a big warm welcome to my new subscribers. I've seen I've got a couple more. I'm gradually getting to the 500 mark, which I am amazed at. So I've decided that when I do reach that 500, I shall be doing a giveaway. But that might not be until the new year. So yes, it was so nice to see that I got new subscribers, especially as I've been away from my channel for a while. But today I've come on, as some of you will know, I posted the unboxing of this this morning, which is Saturday the 6th of December, I think. So I said in that video I couldn't wait to get crafting with it, so that is what I'm going to do today. So we're going to use the elements from this. I've stamped and cut some things. I've cut the toadstools from the die set and coloured them in with my alcohol markers, and I've gone over the top of the toadstool and put some glossy accents on it. So that's what I've used there. And from the stamps I've cut out the house and the gnome, the butterfly catcher gnome, and some butterflies and the ladybird. So that's the elements I'm going to be using today. I haven't done anything with the embossing folder as yet, but I've taken a piece of paper from the picture sections. We got 3 sort of pictures, so I've cut out that and I've just actually trimmed it down to 8 1/8, so that's what I'm going to be using. So let's just pop these out of the way and I'll show you what card I'm using. So for my base card, I've taken a piece of card that measures 10 inches by 8 1/4 inch, and along the long side I've scored at 1 inch, 2 inches, and I've forgotten which one that was, 6 inches. So that's scored at 1 inch, 2 inch and 6 inches. So what I want to do with these folds is the first 1 inch fold we're going to do a mountain fold, and the second 1 inch we're doing a valley, and then on the 6 inch that's going to give us our fold, and that is how our card is going to stand. So, and it will look like that. So I'm going to put this piece of paper in there and cutting it down, I haven't cut the depth of it, but I've just cut the width of it, and it just gives me that border. With some green card from my stash, I've cut myself some grass. And the strips that I've used, I'll put all these measurements in the description. They're 8 1/4 long and 1 inch deep, and I've cut 2 of those. And I don't have a die for cutting grass, so what I've used is my chive scissors. And let me just get a scrap of paper, and what it does, it cuts it like that. I've had these for years. I got them from a local cook shop. I can't remember where, because I've just had them for years, but they're known as chive scissors for cutting chives. or your herbs and things like that. So, and then I've just gone over the edges very lightly, round all the edges in peeled paint, just to give it some shadow. And there I'm going to layer them, hang on a minute, yeah, that's the way around. I'm going to layer them on there, so just to layer the grass up like that. But what I want to do first of all, before I do that, let's get that piece of paper in there, just in case we see any of this white coming through. I just want to go over it, and I'm going to use my bundled sage for this. So I'm just going to lightly shade along here, and that will stop, keep that card in so it don't go onto the edge of my the rest of the card. So that will just turn down in case you can see any white card along there. So that will go along there like that, and hopefully, I don't think you will, but it was just in case you did. I just wanted to calm that down a little bit. So that's that done. So I'm going to glue things down. I'll let that dry a bit before I start gluing onto there, but I'll get this put on there and I will come back to you when it's all stuck down and dry. So that's the grass on and the scene at the back. As normal, I've used my Collall glue just to give it some strength. So on the toadstool house, I've put some foam pads. So I'm going to stick it onto the back of here. I wonder how many of you have signed up for this kit, and I hope if you have, and the makes that you do, if you're going to share them onto sort of the Mixed Up Craft or onto YouTube, let me know, because I'd love to see what you make as well. So I'm going to put that on there. I actually stamped this with my black tuxedo ink, and then went over it while it was still a bit damp, went over it in clear embossing powder and heat set it, so it just gives it a nice shimmer. So that's there. My little gnome lady catching her butterflies, I'm just going to stick onto here. Oops. So I'm going to stick that flat. Just put her on there. And then I'm not using the big toadstool. I think I just use this little one, and I'll pop that there, I think. But I've also used one of the stamps from the sentiment, A Friend Like No Mother, and I did it on white card, and I've just gone around the edges with the bundle sage just to tone down the white card really. And I've put this onto foam tape as well, so we just take that release paper off, and I'll pop that on there, and then I'm going to stick that directly onto there, so just that edge. You could use your hot glue for that. I'm just hoping this is going to stick okay on there. I think it will. And then I've got a little ladybird. Now I don't know whether to have it popping out. I think I might have it popping out of the grass just down there, or I could have it popping out there. Not quite sure. Where shall I have it popping out from? Do you know? Let's have a look. I think I'll have it popping out there, because what I want to do over here, I've got a butterfly, but I want to put one of these onto the butterfly. So let me just get this stuck down and we'll explain those. And again, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on and just stick it so it's coming out of there. So what, I'll put a pink one or a blue one? I'm going to put a blue one on. So what these are spinners, and I got these off Amazon, if I can get into them. Very, very tiny. So let me get this out the way. And I don't know how other people put theirs on, but I've got some red liner tape, if I can find the end of it. So I'm going to put a little bit of red liner tape on there, just a dot, and I'll take that off there, just take the release off it, and then I'm just going to stick that onto it. There we are. And I want to put it there, so I'm going to get another tiny little bit of red liner tape, and I'm going to pop it on the top of here. I'm hoping this will come off. If not, when I did it before, I actually popped it onto the card, but I would like to do it from here, then I know it's going to stick. So let's get that burnished a bit on the top of there, and hopefully I can get the release bit off. No, the release bit isn't coming off, so let's try another little bit. The release bit didn't come off the little thing, so I'm going to pop it. Let me see where I want this. Just want it there somewhere, so I'm going to put that on there, just burnish that down, and then I think I could do with some really tiny like glue dots or something. So then I'm going to just stick that down on there, and that's what happens. I think these are brilliant. I did something like this with a card for my husband, and I just thought it was fabulous. There we go. And yeah, it sits up there like that. So I thought that was very good. I quite enjoyed that. I could sit there all day. Small things amuse me. So there we have our finished card. I hope you like that. I've enjoyed making it, and I'm going to enjoy doing some others as well. So it just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching me. Look out for some others that I make. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye for now.